So, as I was talking about in our little pre-show banter, I finished Garth Ennis's, and I can't remember the other writer or the contributor.
Jason Burrows.
Yes, I finished the first 9 issues of Crossed. I'm not impressed. Let's just get that out of the way. It was a fucking miserable time. And I had to take breaks because the older I get, the more sensitive I am to kind of like unnecessary and mean-spirited graphic violence. And I have never read a comic book in my life as horrifying and unnecessarily grotesque as this series. Like 2 issues in, I think it was 1 issue in, the first issue, people are getting disemboweled and raped.
Yeah, that's pretty much the theme.
At the same time, while someone is screaming, "You did this to us, you cocksucker! You did this to us, you cocksucker!"
Oh, that was the guy who thought salt could stop them.
Yes. This fuck. This goes hand in hand with how fucking unlikable everybody in this story is, and how the story doesn't actually go anywhere. It's just a bunch of horrible things happen to a bunch of pretty bad people, and then it's over. And then the end of it, they don't tell you why it happens. They don't tell you how it happens. For those who don't know what's going on, Cross is a story about, I guess, the end of the world? Maybe?
Yeah,
but like
pretty much.
there's like an outbreak of like violence and cannibalism and serial rape and murder, and these people who are committing it have this like red cross across their face. And like there's no explanation. The explanation is an ending monologue about how like, oh, they're just us. They're serial killers, rapists, murderers, thieves, pedophiles, kidnappers. They're the worst of us. I'm like, so humanity just sucks. We knew that at the beginning. Thanks, Garth.
Yeah, that's
Went
pretty
nowhere.
much it. Yeah, you pretty much summed it
It's
up.
a big fucking circle.
A circle jerk, one
It's
could
horrible.
even say.
It's horrible to begin with. It's horrible throughout, and it's horrible at the end.
Yeah, yes, exactly right.
Don't fucking read this. Nobody.
Nobody should. This has been Connor Reviews Bad Books.
Connor reads trash would be an ongoing series.
Funny story with that book is...
I'm reading Holy Terror right now, and it's fucking bad.
A funny story with Crossed was that I picked it up a while ago before I knew exactly how horrific it was. I just picked up the trade.
And, like, apparently everyone's like, no, you got to read the rest. I'm like, no, thanks.
Never touched the rest of it.
Here's the thing. Here's how this started. I was going through the extra legal website where I may or may not read comic books that I don't want to pay for. And I saw once Crossed Badlands. I'm like, the logo looks cool. The cover looks cool. What the fuck is this? Within 3 pages, someone drives by someone else and tries to hit them with a baby that they threw out of the car. They miss, and the baby splatters against another car, and blood and guts go everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I think I'm missing some context. So I started the first series, and I regret almost every second of it.
But that's how they hook you into the story. God damn it.
Yeah, baby murder.
I can't confirm this, but if I remember correctly, there is a scene where someone is raping a whale or a shark or something.
Okay, no,
something
someone told me something about raping a blowhole. I'm sorry to anyone who doesn't want to hear this word as much, but this is not like, I'm not being hyperbolic. This is exactly what I saw on these pages. Yeah. And I can't believe that this came across someone's desk and they're like, yeah, this is fit for print.
Yeah.
I think it was Mark in our group said, if you want to read something that you can ask yourself, oh my God, how did this get made? He mentioned the Unfunnies.
That's another Mark Millar thing, yeah. It's
God.
Yeah.
I'm already like, nope, not gonna read that. Nope, I'm good.
Connor, you should read Wanted.
Maybe. I'll probably get to it.
Well, that's the thing with Mark Millar, though, is like, when he does something well, like, it's actually really good, but...
I apparently, as time goes on, I am one of the few people left who like the first Civil War.
Oh, I enjoy it.
I don't
thought it
know
was good.
why people have soured on Civil War. I'm still not sure why people have soured on Flashpoint.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That's a weird thing.
Yeah.
By the way, I did that whole rant and we didn't introduce ourselves. But hi, I'm Connor McGraw. This is an After Dark episode of Phantom Zone.
Hi, Arlen Harrow here.
Hey, it's Eric. How you doing?
Hi, I'm Alamir.
Anyway, so that's been my readings as of late. In between waiting for new Flash issues and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, let's see what this is about. Oh God.
Yeah.
Why?
Avatar
funny
Press,
thing
for
with-
those who are wondering, by the way. Avatar Press. That's
The funny thing with that book was I'd picked it up in trade a while ago before I knew what it was, and I had mistakenly left it in the bathroom in the apartment my wife and I had, and she was taking a bath and made the mistake of deciding to try and see, what's this comic Eric's reading? I got home from work.
Dude, that must have been a weird conversation.
It wasn't much of a conversation.
That-
She was just like, what was that book in the bathroom?
She
I'm like,
just drops in the
no,
kitchen
honey.
table. She's like, explain.
I was just like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And that was about it.
I'm
was the
sorry.
extent
Put
of
that in
it.
the trash where it belongs.
That's the appropriate reaction, apparently. Just
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
Let's pretend this never happened. Please get it up to me. I'll put it where it belongs, the fireplace.
Need to remove it from the earth.
So the Infinity War trailer finally fucking dropped.
Yep.
After all
Yes.
of us pretty much saw that footage from the grainy Comic-Con trailer.
Well, except for me, because I'm awesome. But, yeah.
I'm Arlen. I can resist the urge to watch cool shit on the internet when it comes out.
No, I don't like blurry shit. That's the thing.
It wasn't that blurry.
Like,
No, there was a much better one that had come out.
I'm sorry, no, like, I don't like blurry shit. I watched the Ultron trailer when it came out, and I was like, yeah, I might as well just stop this and wait for the official one.
And
An hour
and
later.
what's weird about that is that when it did leak, like moments later, Marvel was like, "Oh well, fuck it, let's just
Yeah.
drop it."
Was
And
the-
they tweeted,
Yeah.
"God damn it, Hydra."
Yep. which was smart on their part, but yeah, like,
Yeah.
But this trailer, I mean, it's so.
It's everything that Justice League couldn't do
fair.
in whatever their amount of runtime was.
Yeah, like in 2.5 minutes, I got everything I needed to feel about this movie, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say that because Marvel trailers have been deceptive in the past. Iron Man 3 is a very deceptive trailer if you go back and look at it.
Definitely.
They're most deceptive, I would say. Ultron is also very deceptive. Not as much. There are other deceptive ones that I can't think of right now, but they have a history of this, of putting out trailers that aren't exactly the movie that actually comes out. The closest to what they actually released is probably the very first Guardians trailer. But if this movie isn't as deceptive as the deceptive ones have been, then this movie's going to be great. So, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I already get a sense of, like, a balance of all the characters, and Thanos seems like a real character with an arc, and and he's not just, I'm here and I'm CGI and I'm going to blow up some buildings and
No, like he has things he clearly has to get
Yeah.
Like
for a purpose, not just because Darkseid.
Like,
Well, and beyond that, I mean, this is 10 years of our lives that we've been waiting for to finally show up on film, and just even if let's say half of what we saw in the trailer ends up being represented on screen as opposed to what Marvel normally does, which is include a whole lot of stuff that doesn't make it onto the screen in their trailers.
yeah.
I'm gonna be the happiest fan on there.
Yeah. Like, I went from being a man entering high school to being someone who is ending college, hopefully.
That's cute.
Um,
I was 3 years out of high school when Iron Man came out.
Yeah. So like I've grown up with these movies, oddly enough, and this is a culmination of everything, and it's fascinating.
Okay, let's just go for rampant speculation right at the gate. The Thanos introduction beating down on Peter Parker, Spider-Man suit, Iron Man looking sad. Lots of death. Doctor Strange reverses time.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
No. Well, here's the thing. So there's a shot in there that I don't think most people notice. It is very clear one of the sanctums is already destroyed when Thanos shows up. Like,
okay,
Loki, wherever he is with that Infinity
With the
Cube
Tesseract.
or whatever, the Tesseract. I'm assuming it's the same scene.
no, actually, someone pulled that apart. It's the ship that the Asgardians leave on.
Okay,
They identified several of Korg's crew and the Asgardians.
Okay, well, because then the shot right before, are you saying the shot right before is the Asgardians?
Someone stepping over the bodies. Yes,
Oh,
is the Asgardians and people in Korg's crew.
Okay, that makes sense because I thought that was definitely one of the sanctums. I
I
thought that
totally
those
got
were
that feeling
magicians.
too.
No, they're basically confirming that they're confirming that the mid-credit scene for Thor was as tragic as we all thought it was.
Okay.
Which,
So that's the ship after it's crashed somewhere. Then.
This brings me to an issue because
Yeah.
if you're gonna save all the Asgardians in Ragnarok, and then it will destroy Asgard and then save the Asgardians, only for them to be caught and slaughtered by Thanos, that seems really pointless.
Yeah, that's bothered me ever since.
And if Loki is complicit in it, there's no coming back for his character.
So here's the thing. I think the shot of him with the Tesseract is from a different scene, though. I think that's a different scene altogether.
That's a bait and switch.
Yeah, that's very much like the Rey holding out her hand to Kylo scene that everybody freaked the fuck out over. I think it's... I hope it is, because the prediction I have going into this movie is that Loki, either in this movie or the next one, sacrifices himself. So maybe he does one more evil thing before doing that. But I've always assumed that he's not making it out of Infinity War.
Well, I mean, to go even further, I think there's going to be a large swath of people who aren't making it out of Infinity War.
Yeah, see, that's my actual big concern. I don't think Disney has I don't think they have the teeth anymore to actually kill these characters. I don't.
I don't know. I think contracts are ending soon.
Yeah,
And as opposed
Cap,
to continue to
Tony, Thor.
Yeah. I think as opposed to continue to pay exorbitant sums, or at least Robert Downey Jr., and I imagine at this point, Chris is probably pulling in a lot of money, and
Chris Evans wants to back off acting and go into directing.
And he said that before. Which movie was it? It wasn't Civil War. It was
before. That was like
Winter's. Oh, that was before Guardians. Actually, I thought
Winter Soldier hadn't even come out when he said that.
Yeah,
it was on the edge of coming out, like it was a thing. I remembered like not being all that high on the MCU at that point. I was a little down after Thor, and so that movie hadn't come out. People hadn't given him the love for Captain America that he got after Winter Soldier.
Well, he hadn't earned it yet.
Yeah. Well, for me, he had earned it, but that's beside the point. For a lot of people, he wasn't like the big character that everybody loves. Like a couple of people like me were really won over by him in Avengers, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't like Cap is my favorite character like he is for a lot of people now. But I don't think they'll kill him off. A lot of people have said in the past they think that they will. I don't see that happening.
Well, he's confirmed for this, and he's confirmed for the next Avengers movie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So is Downey Jr.
Yeah, they're confirmed. I think by the very end. I assume that they're still doing the part 2. They just don't want to announce it yet. And they don't.
They've already said that the Avengers 4 is going to be the spillover.
Yeah, and
it's going to be the spillover from this.
my assumption is that that's like a new team forms out of the remaining people. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of the big three does die. I'm not saying that I could foresee them doing the time thing and like undoing some of the deaths. Because that's definitely a possibility. Because they already set it up in Doctor Strange. So,
are any of you outside of Allan familiar with the Infinity Gauntlet storyline from the comics?
Not really.
Vaguely.
Like,
it's really good.
There's a point where Thanos has full control of the Gauntlet and all the Infinity Gems, and he essentially kills off all of the Avengers. Yeah, pretty much everyone. Like he's doing it all for death.
I know of that. He like turns Wolverine's like, what did he turn Wolverine to, like fucking liquid or some shit like that?
Something like that. And he turns Thor into glass and all this other stuff. And what ends up happening is, I think it was Nebula got a hold of the glove, and she undoes everything
and kills him.
Yeah. Now, what I could see happening is all these people do die, like by the end of Infinity War, and you end with that dark note, and then she gets a hold of it by somewhere in first third of Avengers 4, the first half of it or so, and then that's the falling action. Either that or just one or two of the key players die, like Captain America and Iron Man. She's able to bring them back to help end the fight, but then they're like, no, we can't stay. Like, we're not supposed to be here anymore. And they would get rid of them.
Maybe.
That's my theory.
I don't know.
Because
indeed.
The other reason I know Cap has to go is because Sebastian Stan has like a 9-picture deal, and he's only done 3 movies at this point.
Yeah.
Right.
Sebastian Stan is like the only one who's confirmed long term. I just looked at a list of like everyone's like contracts, and it's like everyone's status for Infinity War and onward. Everyone's status just says Infinity War and Avengers 4 confirmed. That's it. No one else.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah, I mean, and they've planted the seed. Not that they're gonna probably go any further, but I mean, Amadeus Cho can exist in this universe because I mean that was, I believe, supposed to be his mom in Age of Ultron.
It was.
Yeah. So, I don't know. There's potential for them to completely reform the Avengers with similar Avengers, but not exactly the same people.
They did at the end of Age of Ultron.
Pretty much.
Well,
God, the ending of I actually heard this in the Super Best Friends show. The ending of Iron Man 3 is fucking offensive now. And actually, to a degree, so is the ending of Ultron.
Yeah.
And I love Civil War, but come on now, like the status quo didn't change that much. Cap just has a beard now and no star.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't know.
That's why everyone's like, "Oh man, deaths are coming." I'm like, "No, they fucking aren't."
I know. I'm still convinced that at the very least, Iron Man is Robert Downey Jr. is going to die.
Here's the thing: I don't see that happening.
One other theory I'd seen, which actually seems like a possibility, would be that, let's say he does die, but he'd foreseen this because he's a futurist, so he can see this is going to be a fight I can't win. He downloads his consciousness into an AI.
Stop! No!
That's the vision.
No,
he did that already.
Stop! We are not doing post Civil War 2. I fucking refuse.
No,
you never know.
A version of I could see it being that he put some program in place that finds future replacements for him.
True. Yeah.
And I can't remember the character's name, but the
Riri?
I would rather give me Riri Williams any day over anything relating to Civil War 2.
I've never even read Civil War 2.
If I even get a fucking whiff of conflict between Tony and Captain Marvel at any point, I'm going to leave the theater.
I feel like that's going to happen either way, but I don't think it's going to be that conflict exactly. I don't know. Like, I'm very... I'm very unsure of how things are gonna go after this movie. Like I don't understand how Ant-Man and the Wasp happens after this movie.
Dude,
Or-
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I didn't know both of them were in Infinity War suited up.
Right. Like I don't. Yeah, it's weird. Like maybe they go on a quest to end the Infinity War. I'm very confused by where
I'm
things
so
go.
tired of all these Infinity Wars.
Well, and that's assuming that their movie is even going to take place post Infinity War. I mean, it could be a story that takes place beforehand.
But here's the thing. So for the most part, they've stuck to if a movie comes out after it takes place after.
Yeah.
And the only time that beforehand that they've ever confirmed that won't be happening is with Captain Marvel. Doctor Strange, they've done a very shoddy job of explaining when that takes place.
Yeah. I think there was that offhand mention of, which wasn't even confirmed, of the military operation that they wanted him to work on somebody who had a spine injury.
Yeah,
It was right
which
before his car crashed.
which could be A, the asshole in the Hammer Tech suit, or B, Rhodey.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Or just some other character that was setting up that we haven't met.
Yeah. But logic dictates it had to be the Hammer Tech guy. Because, like, he spends a considerable amount of time studying and learning.
Yeah.
Something else I want to address it's going to sound like I'm bitching about Infinity War. I'm really not. There's issues going in that has to be discussed. Because I'm super excited. However, if this invasion happens and Thanos lands in the middle of New York, and I don't even get a whisper of the Defenders, fucking shame on this entire company.
That would make me very angry. They are in New York.
They are in New York, and there's a guy whose skin is made of diamond. Fuck off. Like,
like, here's the thing. I don't need them to fight Thanos, but like a shot of the four of them saving people who might get hit by a car that is floating. We see cars floating.
Luke Cage gathering up a bunch of kids who may not know what the fuck's going on and getting to safety.
Right.
Matt's technically dead right now, so it doesn't really matter what he's doing.
Yeah, true.
Because he's dead to the public.
And
Danny
also,
doing something with his money to ensure safety for people, and Jessica Jones is getting the fuck out of New York City.
Yeah.
Or just drinking.
The only problem with it would be the movie timeline is like a year and a half ahead of the TV show timeline. Seriously, Marvel, get the fuck on this. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? But so like you have to be careful not to, I guess, spoil Daredevil season 3.
But aren't the TV shows still under Marvel Comics purview? They're not MCU purview, I didn't think.
So it's part of the TV division. So like
which I thought was more closely associated with the comics.
Also, Shield. Like, I don't watch Agents of Shield, but like the fact that they wouldn't be on location like as soon as it happens is insulting.
They're in space right now.
Oh, get fucked! Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck off!
They might not be in space by the time the movie.
They're
comes
in
out.
space.
They're like trapped on a moon base or some bullshit.
Are you?
It's really dumb. It's really quite dumb. I remember seeing like a preview for that and be like, oh,
dude, there is Jumping the Shark, and there's Going to Space.
Right.
It literally happened. It happened at the end of last season after everyone stopped watching because there was no Ghost Rider.
Right.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
Good. Because I'm sorry, Matt fucking Mobley, Ghost Rider was fucking good. You. Still angry about that.
They went. That's where franchises
he
go.
He is a friend of mine.
I don't care. He's wrong.
We run into him all over the place. Hi, Matt.
I don't care. He's wrong.
We appreciate you. Going to space is where franchises go to die.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Power Rangers in space. They did it for 2 seasons. It was terrible.
Jason went to space. Everybody hated it.
Right.
Pinhead went to space. Everybody hated it.
Production, they were like, let's make it more of a comedy because Scream just came out. and then they had to hold it for another 2 years.
Leprechaun, space. But that series was dead before they went there. So
that's probably the best Leprechaun movie, which isn't saying much, but still.
The best Leprechaun movie still isn't worth anybody's time.
Yeah.
Hey, hot take. Leprechaun and Child's Play, all bad movies.
I like the first Child's Play. That's about it.
I am not into Child's Play.
I remember the first Child's Play being horrific, but I haven't seen it since I was probably like 12.
One, because everyone's like, I know people who are like, oh, I was so scared of Chucky. And like me growing up, I was like, why?
I can kick a fucking doll.
Palm him in the forehead. Your arms are longer than his body.
I think the fact that he can hide.
Do what you would do to a child. Just put your hand on their forehead and watch them swing at you. And just like take a step back, and then like when you get enough
he had a knife.
I don't give a fuck. His arms are less than the length of my forearm.
So he's scary for the same reason that the Gremlins are scary. In that when you're 5 years old, the Gremlins are scary. But when you get older, the Gremlins are not terrifying in the least.
You know what I really want to see in a future Child's Play movie?
Please stop. First of all, I don't want to see more future Child's Play movies.
Yeah, no.
Also,
no.
Whatever you
I just want to
say
see. It's just one scene. It's just one scene. It's Chucky trying to kill someone, and he just gets spotted to like a football through a brick house.
Well, that's how he'll die in the movies. Finally, someone will realize what they could have done for 7 movies or whatever the fuck.
Well, I like the idea of somebody holding his head and he's swinging his arms wildly, like you see 5-year-olds do when people hold them back.
Yeah. That was a weird tangent that we just went on. God damn it.
It's an After Dark, whatever.
Yeah.
Infinity War, connectivity issues, I've been saying it for a while, and I will not back off this critique until it's addressed, which it won't be. The MCU is not a cinematic universe anymore. It's basically 3 separate properties that are falsely described as being in one universe because they don't connect anymore. They don't.
It's one cinematic universe and 2. Well, it seems to be like 7 pocket universes. 2 of them
are like basically non-canon at this point.
Right. Well, if you include Runaways, which just came out, if you include Cloak and Dagger, which I forgot about till someone brought it up last week. If you include all those shows, it's getting up to like multiple pocket universes that all exist on television that seemingly have nothing to do with each other. Inhumans was its own pocket universe, apparently.
Less said about that, the better.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Allan.
Yeah, Allan. Allan.
Allan. Fucking bought Assassin's Creed on Blu-ray.
But also, I'm still angry there's no Ghost Rider show because that should have happened. So yeah, that's the thing.
Fucking Inhumans got 13 episodes. Ghost Rider got like collective 11 minutes.
Like, they spun off the Inhumans because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3 wasn't bad, I guess, from what I heard, or whatever season it was where the Inhumans played
Season 2.
Well, that was totally a mandate from Marvel Comics, too, because that was right around the time that I think they were starting to make the Inhumans a big push to replace mutants.
Right, because...
And not anymore.
Like, making Inhumans the New Mutants didn't work, and it didn't work before, not going to work now, and I'm pretty sure they quit on it finally.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I don't normally hope for properties to fail.
Right.
Sony's Venom is one of the exceptions. But like, and so is this I'm fucking mean tonight. I don't know what it is. The Inhumans was something I was like, please fail.
Well, that version of Inhumans, because
please fail.
Fuck Scott Buck.
Scott Buck is terrible.
Fuck the Buck.
I thinking about this the other day, I figured out Scott Buck is the anti-J.J. Abrams.
Kind of.
Because what is J.J. Abrams? He's a guy who says yes to everything, but he's going to do it well. And he's going to do it expensively.
Passively.
And he's going to do it with crowd passively to excellent.
Yes.
Because like passively is like fucking Into Darkness.
You just had to say it, didn't you?
Passively is Into Darkness.
I am Khan.
I am. Everyone's like, Khan. We know you're Khan. You're Khan.
Fucking Khan.
And then of course, it's totally in Spock's character to leap on somebody and scream and punch them to death.
Well, in this universe,
my brother tried to fucking defend that.
Oh, whatever. He's wrong.
You just have a lot of wrong people in your camp, Allan. Maybe you should learn something from that.
No, okay, we've crossed that bridge. He doesn't. Let's go over the map of Allan's bad choices. He pops into the chat and goes, "Hey, look. Hey, you're gonna get mad at me." And we all go, "What'd you buy this time?" And he goes, "Blah." And he's like, "I bought Skyline on Blu-ray from the Strauss brothers."
Okay,
here's
the
those
thing.
really.
Skyline? Actually, if he told us that he bought Skyline, I would be like, okay, you know what? If you're buying it for that scene at the end, where a man's brain is put in to a mechanical monkey.
I bought Skyline on Blu-ray by the talented directors, the Strauss brothers.
Who ripped up the effects from LA.
And then he waits, and then all of us go, "Allan, you big dummy, why'd you do this?" And then we all offer alternatives to how he should spend his money, or just not to do these things. And what happens is he doesn't respond for 5 hours, and then pops back in and goes, "Guess what, guys?" And the whole thing starts over again.
Yep, this is the endless cycle that is our lives.
The only variation is maybe 2 times out of 10 it'll be, "Oh well, I didn't spend my own money. Someone bought it for me."
Yeah, so
right. That's the excuse that he keeps on having.
I cheesed someone else spending money on.
I got somebody else to buy Inhumans for me.
Allan, how many of those episodes did you watch?
I believe I saw only 2.
Wow.
2 out of 8 episodes.
Dude,
wow.
if I bought you a season of television and I found out you only watched 2 episodes, I'd be fucking mad at you.
Okay. So for Christmas a couple years ago, my grandparents bought me the first 2 seasons of Boardwalk Empire. Okay? That's equivalent to me watching the first 4 episodes and then just not watching it ever. Okay?
Ow.
That's what that's equivalent to. So Jesus Christ, Allan.
It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy where we're like, "Hey, Allan, don't do this." And you're like, "Oh, it's okay. I found a shortcut. Oh, never mind. This was a bad idea. I wonder if I had a council of people around me to tell me no, maybe I would have dodged this bullet."
It's like, I'm going to buy a collector's pack of Wolverine Origins and Rocky 5. I don't know why those movies would be packaged together, but let's say that they were. And
I bought Alien vs. Predator 2.
God damn it.
No, I didn't buy that. I didn't buy that.
That's actually that's the more watchable of those 2 movies.
Yeah. No, the first one is a train wreck.
The second one's like, "All right, here's some gore." You're like, "Yay!"
Yeah. Well, the second one's actually R-rated, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
a man gets like goo on his head, and then his head melts. It's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Allan.
I bought Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2.
Okay.
When? Like today?
I bought it on Steam, 13, and bought 13-2 for PS3.
Okay, my other thing is like, every time I turn around, you've bought like 3 or 4 more games. I don't ever hear about you playing these. It's like you just buy them because you're like, "I have that. Do you play it?" Nah.
Yeah, it's not like they're short games either.
Didn't you just buy 3 Silent Hill games?
Yeah.
Have you touched them?
No, because something's wrong with my Xbox 360.
God damn it.
Continue
wait. I'm sorry. Wait. Hold on. You bought Final Fantasy 13 on Steam today?
Are you going to play it?
Your computer's busted.
Bought it on the mobile app.
Okay, that does not change a thing. Have you finished Daredevil Season 2? Have you finished Daredevil Season 2? You tell us, "I can't watch it. I don't have enough time," but you're just buying video games. God damn it.
Alan, I'm not trying to be mean to you. You realize this is very amusing from the other side.
Okay, let's talk about something else.
Please.
Sabrina the Teenage
Alan,
Witch is
Alan,
gonna
we
be a
love you.
Netflix
You're just a
original,
very
so that's a
entertaining human
thing.
being. I'm sorry.
So yeah, that's something. I don't.
Woo! Jesus Christ, punchy. Where was I before we got? Oh, the infinity. The connectivity between TV and the movies is laughable.
It's non-existent.
It's non-existent. It doesn't exist. It's bullshit.
There's at least a
at the very
throwaway line.
At the least, like DC is like, nah, this shit's fucking separate.
Yeah.
Well,
and the only problem it creates is like, oh, you have 2 Jim Gordons now, and you have 2 Barry Allens now, and you have 2 of this, and nobody really cares.
Right.
Well, beyond that though, DC has also given themselves an escape hatch by saying like, oh yeah, no, there's 52 worlds.
Right.
Yep. 53. Now we have 53.
Yeah.
Now, which
53,
world is
sorry.
labeled what? That depends on who's talking at a given moment. But yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't really get angry at the MCU. I get angry at Ike Perlmutter. He's the only person.
That's the core of the problem.
Yes.
But when I think of the MCU proper, I think of Kevin Feige, and I have no problems with him at this moment. So I'm just like,
No, I don't have problems with him. I do, and I think a lot of people probably agree that, like, the MCU formula has become very apparent.
Yeah.
Oh, it's stale at this
like,
point.
it's working, but it's getting stale.
Yeah. And I think Feige knows that. Like,
yeah.
There's a reason he said after Avengers 4 that things will be different.
Yeah.
And I think I brought it up last week. I foresee after Avengers 4, we get an Avengers movie every 10 years, maybe. If we're lucky. I do think we'll get spin-offs, like a West Coast Avengers type of thing or something like that. Or we get team-up movies within other people's movies.
An Alpha Flight movie, that'll never happen.
That'll never.
That has the same chances as Great Lakes Avengers happening. So.
I think that's X-Men owned. Like, I think Fox owns the title Alpha Flight. I might.
Well, yeah, it's because was Wolverine part of Alpha Flight at some point?
Yeah, Department H, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And the team is mostly mutants. Am I wrong? Is it like at least half mutants?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, I mean, the exception is Sasquatch and Vindicator.
So, like, any of the team members that you would associate with Alpha Flight that are, like, memorable or iconic for people who know Alpha Flight, they're all mutants and they're all owned by somebody else. So, the point of using that name, it's just non-existent. You'd be better off making a team about the Russian.
I mean, you know what's fun to pick apart is, like, there's that kind of Venn diagram kind of pie chart thingamajig of, like, who owns what. And it's a fucking disaster. Like, poor Namor is owned by I don't remember
Universal.
who.
No, he's half owned by Universal. It's the same deal that they have with Hulk, where Marvel can use Namor, but they can't make a movie on their own without having to cut Universal in.
And there's a skeleton with a bow tie, suspenders, and glasses on somewhere in the back room in Universal who's holding the rights.
Just holding a briefcase just says Namor.
Yep. He's going to be unearthed like something from an Indiana Jones film when they finally get off their asses.
years from now, someone's going to open that door and be like, poor Mitch. I'm going to reach over, I'm going to grab the briefcase, and his bony hands will crumble to dust.
Too bad Marvel never made The Invaders.
Really blew their opportunity to do Black Panther versus Namor.
Yeah, but it would be so odd to hear them just calling the original Human Torch Toro, since they wouldn't be able to call him the Human Torch.
Yeah. Although it wouldn't be.
Work? Really?
Yeah, they would. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's how they would be able to get around it, because, I mean, the original Human Torch was an android, so it doesn't have anything to really do with the Fantastic Four.
Also, he was in First Avenger.
Maybe they just wouldn't call him the Human Torch, though.
That's what I mean. Toro. That was his name, or at least one of the names he went by.
I'm sorry. The Human Torch was named Bull.
Yeah.
Because Tauros is a bull.
Yeah.
That's a weird naming convention.
It's
I think they just call him the Torch. Like
Tor.
toys. Like
Torches. Toro. Got it.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Yes.
Hey, Connor,
Torchy,
you should
no.
work at Marvel in the 1940s. Timely. It was timely at the time, correct?
Oh my God! It was so easy.
Yeah.
What's this? He's a spider who climbs on walls? He's a human spider.
What's this guy? Is he a captain? He's from America? Ah, there's the title.
He'll be the American general.
Cardinal United States.
But Stanley wasn't in charge at the time. It was.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
It was like Joe Simon and shit.
Yeah. I mean, come on! Don't you remember where he created Spider-Man all by himself in a studio, with no staff whatsoever? And Jack Kirby was like on a vacation in Honolulu or something like that.
Yeah.
Jack Kirby and Marv Wolfman turn around and Stan has already taken credit for their stuff.
I love
Stan Lee. He just pierced through the blinds at Marvel and Gene Colan creating Blade, and just takes credit from there.
That's mine.
Like an interception in a football game.
But like it's like the blinds don't move. Like his head just kind of pops in between two of them. Like, what you doing there? I love watching interviews where people ask him about like who created Spider-Man, because his answer is the most like, "Are you running for president?" soundbite I've ever heard. Because he doesn't. He approaches it like I told Jack Kirby to make Spider-Man, so that means I created Spider-Man. It's like, yeah, but you didn't do anything else. He's like, but I told the guy who made Spider-Man to make the Spider-Man.
You know, dementia is a hell of a thing.
God damn it.
Or no, it's more like cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I
don't think. Now, if Stan Lee did cocaine, he'd be dead by now. He's 93.
Yeah. No, he did like old school heroin when it was just like powder.
He went and got some jazz musician cigarettes.
I would say I'm
like
convinced if Stan Lee was good duty drugs, I'm convinced he was probably on like mushrooms and fucking shit like that.
Maybe.
I think I would see that be more
like
honestly, anybody who's in the comic industry in the 60s and 70s was probably on so much LSD.
Oh yeah.
It's not funny. Or else, how do you come up with something like Dr. Octopus?
Who's the guy that drew Nick Fury? Like, he had to be on...
Yeah, I'm sorry. So let's look at Jack Kirby. Let's look at New Gods. You're telling me he wasn't doing any kind of fucking drugs?
Oh yeah.
Fuck off. You're shitting yourself.
So much acid. Much acid.
I mean, we could, like I said, we could do rampant speculation about the Infinity War trailer. I mean, it looks like they split everybody off into little teams, which seems to be how they're handling the roster.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that gets me excited with the trailer too. Is it looks like they're borrowing somewhat heavily from Hickman's run of the Avengers, because there's entire parts where Wakanda is being invaded by aliens.
Well, this looks like it's all going to come to a head in Wakanda.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's where the final gem is.
It gives me Lord of the Rings vibes in a very good way. And like that battle at the end, whatever that is, and this is the thing I don't think most people notice. Cap has like arrows on his arm. I think that's what those are. I'm
I don't know.
Sure.
All I know is that he's running into battle with no shield and no discernible weapons. He just uses two fucking hands.
He has a shield. We just haven't seen it yet. I'm saying that I'm putting that prediction out right now. The Wakandans have given him some sort of new space age shield that we just haven't seen yet, and they're like the third trailer, whenever that comes out, if they do a third trailer, that's when we see his new shield. Like it's like when they did the Iron Man 2 trailer and it was Tony putting on the suitcase suit or whatever. Like that's what they're saving for later to show us something, like, you know, to break the internet or whatever. So yeah, like
I can see that, and then there's going to be some reveal with Spider-Man's suit.
Yeah.
Like, I think those would be the two big things.
What's weird is Spider-Man's only presence in this movie is to have his Spider-Sense tingle and then get his fucking shit throttled by Thanos. His shining moment is taking a right hook to the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's having Thanos get one over on him. Yeah. What is it called? Putting someone under in, I don't remember what the term is.
Putting someone over.
Putting someone over. Yeah. That's
well,
Spider-Man's
there's putting
role.
someone over, and then there's burying someone.
Right.
You burying someone means you completely devalue them and crush them in more than convincing fashion and basically destroy their stock as a character.
Okay, so that's what they're doing to Tony in this next movie. It looks like.
And what they did to Rhodey in Civil War 2.
They kind of did bury Rhodey.
Well, something I've noticed that people have been bitching about with Thanos showing up is like, I don't like him in his vest. Why doesn't he have his full armor on? He looks
because
smaller.
showing up to battle without armor on is fucking badass. And let's be honest, it's like Luke Cage.
Infinity Gauntlets.
It's also like Luke Cage showing up with his fucking silly ass armor look. It's cool to sit in a throne, but actually going out and doing something with it, no, it looks stupid.
Also, like, we knew he was gonna fight the Hulk at some point.
Yeah.
Because he's in New York and he's in Wakanda. He's the only person that we see in both settings.
Well, that's the other thing. At D23, they had revealed the Obsidian Cull, I think is what they're being called in this.
Yeah.
Like, there's 3 other aliens that are with him that are powerhouses unto themselves. So, like, there's the scene in the trailer where you see somebody throwing a spear at Black Panther, and that's a very particular character from the Hickman run of Avengers from Infinity.
Actually, speaking of those characters, there's a theory going around that's not Tony in the Hulkbuster suit, and that's Banner.
I can see
Hulked out in the Hulkbuster armor.
That would be rad.
Which is the nuttiest thing I can think of. That's crazy.
That would be rad.
I could see
I don't know how well that
how
would work.
he got there. Like, that's how he got to Wakanda. Like,
yeah,
he has to run away very quickly, and maybe Thanos or some of his forces figured out a way to, like, reverse his transformation. They saw footage of Thor doing the sun's getting real low speech or whatever, and then
sun's getting real low. The sun is going down. The sun is setting, Bruce. The sun is setting.
Thanos does that. Sun's getting real low. Also,
I do love the internet has run away with that picture of Thanos and done just
wonderful
every
things.
Photoshop under the sun, and it seems to be done out of pure joy. Like a lot of them turning him into Homer Simpson. That's great.
That's the best.
Also, the guy from Pawn Stars.
The guy from fucking Pawn Stars. I'm Thanos, and this is my pawn shop.
So good. So good. I love it. I love it so much. And I love the memes with Steppenwolf. They're the best.
Oh my god, yeah. The guy the guy she's with versus the guy she's with versus the guy she's worried about or something like that.
Yeah, it's so good.
I don't know. I personally like the ones where I saw people had turned Thanos into Homer.
So
yes.
From The Simpsons.
It's so good. Yeah.
I saw one where someone turned him into Hank Hill.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
And he was like, "I'm here for them Infinity Stones. I tell you what. God damn it, Bobby! I need the Mind Stone. Where'd you put it? What you listening to there, Tony? Oh God, it's all toilet noises." Fun doesn't usually come to mind when balancing the universe, Bobby, but this does bring a smile to my face.
Jesus Christ! I could actually watch that.
Yeah.
What you doing there, Buckhammer or Buckhauer? By the way, very happy with the reactions I got from my Tony Stark joke.
Oh, boo!
Hey, for those who didn't see it on my Facebook page, how much does it cost to kill Tony Stark's parents? $1.
I tried to come up with a Punisher joke to respond to that, but I couldn't. My brain couldn't put it together.
It's not even my joke. I saw it somewhere else, but the other one, the one I followed up with, like, Bruce Wayne walks to Tony Stark and says, "Hey, can I borrow some parents?" And both of them cry. The end.
Yeah, I don't think there's an appropriate Punisher joke because I don't think there's a way to write a punchline that's incoherent screaming and body slamming someone into the floor.
Yeah, like that's. Like something to do with like the rhyme that he says about his kids. But I can't.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't put it together.
One batch, two batch, penny and dime.
Yeah, I couldn't find a way to make that funny.
$1, 1 cap.
One, yeah. One, yeah.
Welcome to the workshop zone.
Yeah, this is where we try to tell you how to make jokes. So yeah.
This episode has been about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
We've talked about Infinity War for an hour, minus the 10 minutes of screaming at Allan.
Yeah, this is like our Seinfeld episode of Random Zone where it's about nothing.
Isn't that pretty much every After Dark?
More or less. That's why I love them.
Yeah, After Dark is a crazy time.
Well, it's a good way to blow off some steam.
Yeah, I mean, we can just run through news real quick. They announced Hellboy's release date. That's the thing.
Oh, they did? I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's January. Normally that's a bad sign, but not for this one, I don't think. I think they're taking advantage of most people only having crap. January.
Justice League costing Warner Brothers about $100 million?
Okay, so this is a story I did want to really talk about. Apparently, the reason they didn't change the release date is because of their bonuses, their year-end bonuses. They didn't want to project themselves as being weak, and they knew that they would most likely not be working there anymore by the time the movie came out if they moved it to next year, because there's a merger going on.
Really? Who are they merging with?
AT&T, I think, last I checked, is looking to buy Time Warner.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Wow.
So instead of making the best movie possible, they put the movie out earlier than they should have to make money for themselves.
Wait a minute.
That is beyond fucked.
Yeah. A movie that we all know, if they'd had a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months to get the...
5 years.
And here's the thing. No, everything I'm hearing about Zack Snyder's cut sounds like a good movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, there's stuff they followed up on. The nightmare sequence, followed up on. Batman's feelings about how he acted during Batman vs. Superman, followed up on.
Mm-hmm.
Cyborg and Flash having actual character development moments by themselves. You get a piece of you gotta get like visual pieces of their world and backstory. All kinds of stuff like that.
Well, that was
like Batman. At the end of the movie, Batman apparently went on a. Ooh, who'd we just lose? Oh, we lost Eric.
Damn.
I'll continue. He'll probably come back in a second. Batman apparently goes on a suicide mission at the end of Justice League. To atone for the fact that he was such a piece of shit in Batman vs. Superman. And I guess, like, they save him and go, not necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, that was
they
something
said they said it was like a darker cut, and I'm like, okay, that might have actually been preferable to this kind of this very synthetic saccharine tone you created.
Like,
well, somebody had posted something in Pixels, I thought, either out of the Phantom Zone, that had some rumored like list of all the cuts, and Ed could neither confirm nor deny all of them that were on there.
Right. Well, so we know for sure that, I mean, there's certain things we can be sure of. The movie that Zach was going to make when BVS came out is not the movie he was going to make when that news story came out, like a year ago, where it was like set footage and a bunch of critics were invited to the set and to look at stuff and to like read over the script a little bit, and they were shown the scene of Ben Affleck and Ezra Miller. That scene that, as far as we know, it's the only unchanged scene of them like first meeting and him throwing the Batarang. They were shown that scene, and there was just a tonal difference from what we assumed the movie was initially. And then there's right before Joss Whedon was hired on. And then there's the movie that we got. And there's a reason that up until like 2 months ago, there were rumors of the movie being 3.5 hours long, or 3 hours long, because they hadn't decided on a cut, apparently. So yeah, like, I could see how that can be confusing.
And what's funny is that leading into this, pretty much everyone was convinced, like, oh, studio interference actually might be better this time. And now, once again, it seems like studio interference hindered what could have been probably a passable job.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like
Because I have every bit of confidence that Zack Snyder's Justice League would have been infinitely better than Batman vs Superman.
right, or
Because he got raked over the fucking coals for that movie.
right. It would have at least been interesting to watch. Like, and
Yes.
I said this on the Justice League review. I'm pretty sure. BVS for all its problems, it's an interesting movie to watch.
Yeah, I think there's a weird, like, we might give off the vibe that we hate that movie. I don't hate that movie. I dislike several pieces of it, but I find myself watching it every few months.
Oh, I utterly hate
because
the
it's
entire series.
fascinating.
Yeah.
I think disappointment is a better way to put it than hatred.
Yeah, it's a letdown.
No,
It's an absolute, unquestionable letdown.
I hate the Jolly Rancher scene. That's why
I also okay. I hate it, but god damn it, it makes me laugh.
Wanting to throw up, if that's what laughter is to you, sure.
I mean, I mean, everybody obviously, and I've seen people defend it. Even Anthony from Irrational Fears has defended it, but I hate the Martha sequence because not just because it's the dumbest fucking thing ever, but because it assassinates the moral high ground that Batman claimed to have had over Superman.
Right.
I'm gonna kill you. I've killed several people leading up to this, but you're too dangerous and you must be stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Our moms have the same name. Oh, fuck.
I suddenly realized you're not just an alien.
I
You're a
said
human
that-
being.
Like, imagine that scene went on a few minutes longer. He's like, oh my god, all the men I killed last night, they had moms too.
Right. They weren't always bad. Some of them just didn't
But then,
grow up well.
and then here's the problem with that scene again, because he does that and he's like, wow, killing is bad. Well, gotta go kill some more people to save Martha.
Right.
And then he does. He kills several people in that warehouse fight.
He breaks at least one person's neck.
He probably stabbed a guy to death off screen. He definitely brained a guy against the wall.
Yes.
He blew up with a grenade.
He killed this universe's Anatoly. Rest in peace, other Anatoly.
He blew him up with a machine gun. What?
Yeah.
What?
Well, that the machine gun thing is directly taken from Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
And, if the Jason Todd theory is correct, he killed a version of the Joker at some point. But that's another story for another time. God fucking this universe is broken.
It is. No, and that's the problem. The universe is busted.
Like,
Yeah.
it's been busted since BVS, and it's just continued to be more and more busted.
Yeah, and now now they've introduced a big problem with Wonder Woman's character, because now instead of her being like, I'm kind of disillusioned with mankind because this all kind of sucks. Now she's like, I was sad about my boyfriend, so I ignored the Holocaust. And then just napped through 9/11. Just
Yeah.
fucking just sat there while Vietnam happened. Just was a sad girl throughout all these human atrocities.
Yeah.
Which I can buy if we said that the defense was, like I said in the Justice League episode, if she was like, I saw World War I, it was terrible, and I hope it never happens again. Oh, World War II, you fuckers never learn. Have fun.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my assumption. Is she's
That's
fuck you.
that's
guys.
cold. That's cold, but understandable.
Yeah, she's like a stern parent. Like, I'm not helping you.
Like you petulant beings, fucking pick yourselves up.
She's
Well,
like,
I mean,
"I'm
she also
not paying for
comes
your
from
rent."
she also comes from a secret society of all women who were basically evolved way past what mankind is on the mainland. So I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense that she would just be kind of disgusted by man's foibles and
Right.
fuck ups, essentially.
Consistently over the course of a few decades, because World War I, there might be some people out there who think World War I and World War II are kind of vastly separate. I hate to break it to you, but World War I ended, and then the first minute someone took a breath, World War II was already starting. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
World War One
it was basically a
caused
pause.
World War Two.
Yeah.
Like, one doesn't happen without the other.
Yeah. It created the environment for Adolf Hitler to rise to power.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and I mean, if you really want to break it down, then escalation in Vietnam was starting to happen about 20 years after World War II.
I
So,
mean, and even in between that, the Cuban Missile Crisis, Wonder Woman could have stepped in there.
Yes.
yeah.
She
What
could've-
what caused Donald Trump to rise to power?
Fuck. Dumbass
Ignorance.
Americans.
Yeah.
the internet.
And
Alex
people,
Jones.
9/11
and-
actually.
and people's
Yeah.
yes, actually that too, and people's obsession with celebrities.
Like
Yeah.
9/11
Because
shifted a lot of things.
I hate to break it to everyone, but if The Rock runs for president, he's going to win.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
He'll win. He'll win for the same. Granted, I love The Rock. He's not a politician. He's probably a better human being. Actually, that's not true. He is a better human being than Donald Trump.
Definitely.
But he's also not a politician, and people will be like, "Oh, well, he tells it like it is." Here we go again.
He's a hard worker. He doesn't get tired after hours of doing hard labor. He's a people person, and he can make decisions and stand by those decisions.
And he can form a complete sentence.
That's important.
Well, the wall that I want to build, it's a wall, and walls are tall, and you got to build a wall with walls. You see, walls are very complicated.
You see, birds like
walls,
to sit on them.
Walls have to go upwards as opposed to, they also have to go left and right, or they can't really be a wall.
Who is this man?
They can't go into the ground, okay?
Why the fuck do you listen to this man? I'm the authority for president.
I've heard famous American colloquialism. I believe it's fucktard. I believe that's the word you use for your president.
Your president? Where's that totally from? All of a sudden now is he?
I kind of lost it there.
I know.
I'd rather have Tommy Wiseau as president than this asshole.
Dude, have you heard that Tommy Wiseau? Like, have you seen the weird bits about Tommy Wiseau and how the people around him actually don't know where the fuck he came from. They don't know how old he actually is. That he could be DB Cooper.
I still believe the Dracula theory.
They don't know. They don't know where he's actually from because I think it's like even people who are like what is he supposed to be French?
Yeah,
he claims to be from New Orleans and to be like Creole or whatever.
Shit.
No. Like that Eastern European man.
I guess he's somehow amassed $6 million to make The Room, and people were like, "How the fuck do you get this money?" He's like, "Don't worry about it."
From owning a shirt store,
I like that there's a part in Disaster Artist where they're like, "Where did you get the money? Where'd it come from?"
He basically says like, "Don't worry about it. It's okay, man."
The Dracula
we make great Hollywood movie. It's cool. I cried during football scene.
Yeah, it's fun to say the Dracula thing, but seriously, I'm pretty sure he was part of the Russian mob. That'd
be great.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was not Transylvania. What's it called nowadays?
It's fucking isn't it?
Romania. I wouldn't be surprised
Romania.
if he's part of the Romanian branch of the Russian mob.
Yeah.
Yeah, or somewhere. He's definitely Eastern European.
Oh, he's got to be. Well,
and his name was Tommy the Poker.
He shows up in some old movies that the guys on Red Letter Media watched, and either he's being dubbed, or that's his real voice, and he has no actual accent. Because a lot of people were like, that accent doesn't make any sense.
I remember hearing I remember someone showed me the oldest known photo of Tommy Wiseau, and I don't remember what it was. I think it was a driver's license, and it's from it's from the 1990s. I think it's like 1999. I can't remember.
The other thing is people have basically come to the conclusion that he's way older than he says he is.
Oh yeah. Well, he claims to be 34 or something like that.
Well, no.
He claims to be like...
Dude! What?
He claims to be like... Or when The Room came out, he claimed to be 34.
Dude, Eric does not look older than me, and I'm 31, and I don't look 31, okay?
Right.
Especially now because I've shaved, and I go to get food from where I usually go, and people are like, "Connor?" I'm like, "Yeah, I shaved. Look, I just give me my cheesy bread, okay?"
Yeah,
I don't actually act like that. I love those people. Yeah, it's very bizarre, but I can't wait for Disaster
I'm 23
Artist.
and I look older than Connor.
Sometimes, yeah.
Well, Allan, there are reasons for that.
Allan, you also, it looks like you haven't shaved in 9 years, so.
Even when
that's my problem.
That's my problem. Shaven.
Yeah, that's my problem is that this last month I've been like, I don't want a beard anymore. And I just kept shaving my face. And people are like, what's different about you? I'm like, you can see my face. But Justice League lost a whole bunch of money for DC, and that was the moral of the story.
Yeah.
Well, Warner Brothers.
The moral of the story is you really can't trust the system.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems like this. It seems like like I said before, it seems like studio interference was, the culprit again this time, and it seems like they did more damage than Suicide Squad.
It's almost like only having 6 very giant studios is a very bad thing.
Yeah, and I got into it with someone on Facebook recently over this. They're like, I showed you guys this, the really bad take about how, guys, did you know that most of the DC movies ever made have all been terrible?
Oh god, that made me so angry.
Ever made, as if there weren't some successful Batman movies before this, as if there weren't some successful and well-received Superman movies before this, as if Watchmen never happened, as if The Losers never happened, as if Red never happened,
right?
As if the films never happened, as if Mask of the Phantasm never happened. Mask of the fucking Phantasm, you dolts!
Yeah, it's almost like the Adam West series isn't a comedy. A genius comedy performance.
Yeah, it's like it's the narrative now is that Marvel has always made good movies from the beginning of time and onward, never forward.
Howard the Duck pops out of his grave and
fucking Daredevil pops up, Ghost Rider, both Ghost Rider movies, Blade 3, X-Men 3.
Dolph Lundgren comes out of nowhere.
Wait, hold on. What? Not the first Avenger you're talking about, are you?
No, the '90s one with.
That's during
one where he keeps stealing cars.
Yeah, but that's like the dark ages of all comic book movies. Like that's like saying Roger Corman's Fantastic Four counts.
Rubber ears?
I think so.
It's the same year as the Fantastic Four movie, and I mean, we've seen from our movie specials, it wasn't a complete dark age, but yeah, like that's the real bad time for Marvel. Like when everything was just wrong.
It's when nobody was really trying, and then when they started and then even when they started to try, a lot of the results were fucking just mixed to disastrous.
I mean, this is the era where they made a Punisher movie and they didn't use the fucking skull.
Yeah.
They didn't use his fucking skull. Look for that crossover edition movie special.
By the way, go ahead. The Losers, that's Chris Evans' other comic book appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Other than Fantastic Four 2005. Also coming soon.
Yeah. Yeah, like the weird narrative that DC is just bad at this. And I'm like, first of all, DC doesn't make movies. Warner Brothers does. And that's where the problems fall back to. The response I got was, well, DC should care more about their products to have more control over this. I'm like, you don't understand a fucking thing about the comic book movie industry, do you? Or the movie making industry, do you? They were like, I think the response I got was they should have asked for a better contract. You just stop talking.
DC is not a studio. DC is a closet full of characters. And there's a paper. These are the rights to Blue Beetle. These are the rights to Booster Gold. These are the rights to Black Canary. It's a closet that Warner Brothers has. It's probably shared with other things that they have the rights to.
Yeah, the thought from this person was that DC could just step into Warner Brothers' office anytime and go, I demand respect! No, it doesn't fucking work that way.
Warner Brothers bought DC in the late 80s. They owned them. They did not have a movie division in the late 80s. They didn't have one. That's why they didn't try making a cinematic universe then. That's why the only movie you got at the time was Tim Burton's Batman. That's it. That was the first DC movie after Swamp Thing that I know of.
Superman.
Unless there's one that I'm forgetting.
Superman was...
Superman movies, but those were the canon films.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about a new one, Alan. A new attempt at something. Not a sequel to a franchise that was on the decline. After Swamp Thing. There's nothing. There's a gap. A 7-year gap, I think, between Swamp Thing and Batman. Maybe even longer. So, I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
People are dumb. DC isn't a studio, it's a closet. I'll say it again. The reason Marvel is able to do what they do is because Marvel went to a bank, they got $500 million, and they produced Iron Man. And then for the next few years, they were making movies on their own successfully. So when Disney came to buy them,
they create a successful formula that's when a pro should be purchased, they're allowed autonomy because they know what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
They proved themselves. Like, again, Marvel did this. DC has never made a film in their existence, except maybe, like, could you count animated films? No, because they all have a Warner Bros. Tag on them.
No, there are producers that have always been there. Michael Uslan
Yeah.
has produced every Batman movie ever made.
Yeah, but then again, so was John Peters, and the world could do a lot better without him on those sets.
Superman needs to fight a giant spider.
He's fucking Barbara Streisand's ex. He's Barbara Streisand's ex-hairdresser because, as Kevin Smith says, in Hollywood, you fail upwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could fight anyone.
And he lived in Wayne Manor.
Yeah, he did.
Oh man, I don't want him flying around that suit. It's too faggy. Not my quote. That's his. That's an actual thing John Peters said about Superman.
A quick side note.
And he wanted a gay robot.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of.
Quick side note of interest about the Captain America movie from the 90s that I didn't get to throw in there. J.D. Salinger's either son or grandson played Captain America.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's something that, like, when you mentioned the one from the 90s, I wanted to throw it in there, but I didn't get a chance to. But yeah, I just was always flabbergasted by that. Anyways, as you were.
Shit. Yeah. Well, actually, we can probably wrap up because this has been going on for a while.
Yeah. So.
And we've all gotten very angry with various things. I like this episode a lot.
Yeah. Still angry at you, Allan. The next time you do this, we're just gonna ignore you, or we're gonna make.
I told you, I'm done rewarding your oddly bad decisions with any kind of emotional response other than okay.
Right.
The guy was an asshole.
You do that thing. No. This goes beyond rejoining the comedy button.
Yeah.
This goes into anytime you pop in the chat and go, hey, I bought. Give me something bad.
The next time you do the equivalent of burning yourself with matches, we're not going to acknowledge it because that's negative attention that you don't deserve. You don't. This is what little kids do when they want attention, but they don't know how to get it the right way.
It reinforces bad behavior.
Yes.
I bought Silent Hill Homecoming.
Right.
That's a dumb thing you did.
I tripped my sister. Look, I tripped my sister. Look. We're not going to acknowledge that anymore. We're done.
You know what I will acknowledge? If you take that money and you go buy Mad Max Fury Road on Blu-ray.
Right. Or if you
Do you own that movie? Do you own that movie?
that movie.
Oh.
Well, then buy my movie. Buy Criterion's Blu-ray edition of Thief, complete with commentary from Michael Mann.
Go buy the Ultimate Edition of The Warriors, then come back to me.
Yes.
Can I buy Ghost World?
You know what? I don't care.
It's a step in the right direction.
It is a step in the right direction. It's a step. If you buy the director's cut of The Wolverine, a step towards the right direction. Yes.
If you buy on Blu-ray both Streets of Fire and The Warriors, I will not give you shit ever again, but you have to watch both of them and tell me about them.
If you buy the Rocky Complete Edition on Blu-ray and you burn your copy of Rocky 5, good job, buddy. Good job.
This is all moot though, because getting Allan to watch like critically acclaimed and fantastic films is like trying to bite your own teeth.
Right. Unless it's one he's already seen before, and then it's no problem.
Allan, you should watch this movie. I can't. I'm playing Alien Colonial Marines on a handheld device.
God fucking damn it.
I also bought this pile of peppers that someone told me not to buy.
What was the comparison you made between me and Matt?
Huh?
What was the comparison again that you made between me and Matt from Pixels?
Oh, fuck. Oh, where, like, Matt Curione, like, you can tell Matt up and down, like, hey, this TV show, it's fucking rad, and you should watch it. And he's like, no, I can't. And you're like, why? He's like, because I'm on season 3 of Murder, She Wrote. And you're like, when you're done, can you go watch this? He's like, nah, I gotta go rewatch Matlock.
Or
you know,
like, just be, oh yeah, I need to get around to that.
I might have judged Matt Curione incorrectly.
He's a wonderful dude, but like on his fucking tombstone, it's gonna say, I don't do television. I don't think he's watched Daredevil yet, and he won't watch Game of Thrones. The man doesn't do TV. I don't know what it is. He has respectable taste, up and down. except when it comes to television. in that it's almost like he has no taste. He's like, I'm stuck in one genre and one era, and that's where I shall stay for the rest of my existence.
In the 80s, his taste would have been spot on.
Yes.
But it's like if I only watched Columbo. Like, if I only watched that, that's what it would be like.
Matt, have you watched American Gods yet? Nope, I'm on season 5 of MASH. I'm still watching Golden Girls, and I gotta get to Cheers next.
Hey,
I need to catch up on Kolchak.
Golden Girls holds up.
Golden Girls is very funny as a fucking adult.
Yeah.
Oh, do you mean Kolchak with the lollipop, or Kolchak the Night Stalker?
Kolchak the Night Stalker. Kojak is the guy with the lollipop.
Yeah, that's my jam.
Telly Savalas, who loves you, baby?
Anyway, let's wrap up.
Yeah.
I'm Connor McGraw. You can find all me in my obnoxious glory, apparently, as I am tonight, on Instagram at Connor Thon, as in Eobard Thon, not Thong, as it's been previously mispronounced here.
By the man who cursed us.
Was it Andy? That motherfucker.
That's who I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that around.
I'll run with it. Something happened to us. Someone put a fucking hex on us. You can find me at Connor Thon on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter, I guess, maybe, sure. Yeah, do that thing. I don't care. It's at Wesker Commander. I don't really tweet that much, but every now and then someone else follows me back. So apparently people are listening to this part only. Oh, Movie Dumpster is coming out soon. I'm also in the Video Game Hour, blah, blah, blah. Movie Dumpster will be out in January. These guys have listened to the first episode, and they've had nothing but good things to say about it. So.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
AA Haro in most of the places. SpaceColumbo.tumblr.com. Lost Haro podcast comes out every week on Fridays, so you can look for it on lostharo.wordpress.com. Go there. It's fun. There are other podcasts, like Connor said. He's on VGH. So yeah, that's the thing. Go there. Also, the YouTube channel for this podcast. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Doesn't matter if it's not where you listen to it. Just please do it. It helps us get our custom URL. So yeah.
Allan?
You can follow me on Twitter at UnworthyMuir. You can find my writing on lostharo.wordpress.com. You can find other stuff by recent joinees of who I brought up on board for something different coming down the road. One of them did a review of Skyrim on Nintendo Switch, gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I read that article. It's pretty good.
Right now you can go on twitch.tv/TheHyroGames to watch Gary Gallimore play Minecraft. And you can follow me on Instagram at ComicsBoy.
I'm Eric Dorjek. You can find me at Eric_Fedor on Instagram. I'm floating around the Phantom Zone, although my job is being slowly taken from me by Hunter by posting all the great deals on in-stock trades. And other than that, I think I'm going to go fuck me a dolphin in the blowhole.
Oh, that was not a fucking callback I was ready for at all. Also, if you're in the Phantom Zone, speaking of that, please keep an eye out for when I post updates about reading trash, and I will take suggestions about what fucking terrible comic to read next. And yes, I've already read Spider-Man Reign. I think it's hilarious. I love it. All about that fucking old man Peter Parker. And everything.
Radioactive sperm.
Radioactive sperm. Oh, goodbye, everybody.
Fuck X-Men Apocalypse.
Fuck Spider-Man Reign.
Bye.
And Crossed.
See you guys.
And Holy Terror. God damn it.